Happy Thanksgiving and welcome to the 9-2 edition of Between the Lines, fueled by Gatorade. I'm Gabe Henderson. That's Ben Leber. Ben, another win for this Minnesota Vikings team. Following a 40-3 loss against the Dallas Cowboys, I walked into today's game basically saying, okay, let's try this over again. And the Vikings win again today, 33-26. Your thoughts on just this offense with Justin Jefferson breaking another record, being having the most receiving yards for a receiver in the first 3 years of his career?
Well, considering, 4 days ago, this offense and really the whole team was pretty much completely anemic. I mean, we couldn't do anything offensively and defensively. So we needed this win big time. This was a big redemption win for this team to kind of get back on track, and especially for this offense. I mean, the offense has been the calling card, since the whole season, and we've got all these weapons, and we didn't show it against Dallas. This was the game, and a lot of people doubted, like, oh, well, if that's what you guys are going to play against a good defense and a good pass rush in Dallas, what are you guys going to do against the Patriots? Because they do a lot of the same things, and they really answered that big question mark. So I was really impressed with our balance on first down. You look at our first down play selection, we were basically 50-50 run pass. They couldn't get a bead on us what we were going to do on first down. And then Kirk was so decisive.
Yeah.
We didn't see that 4 days ago. He was getting the ball out quick, even if it was just a check down. Those check downs are as good as a run, especially on the early downs.
Well, Kevin O'Connell mentioned that earlier this week. He said check down routes is something him and Justin Jefferson talked about earlier this week, and going against a team in this New England Patriots team that, is second in the NFL in sacks. What did the quick game do to negate some of that blitz?
Well, it absolutely kept them on their heels,
Okay.
Especially when we were identifying some of their off coverage. Early in the game, there's a couple plays where, Kirk would just, throw out what you call them now passes or hot passes. He'd see the cornerback off coverage of one of our receivers, and he'd just pop up and throw it out to him. So, it was just letting them know defensively, hey, you think that you're going to bring some pressure on us? We're getting this ball out quick. So you either are going to sacrifice some guys in the secondary by bringing extra heat and leave yourself susceptible to some broken plays in the back end of your defense, or you're going to play soft defense and we're going to run the football with Dalvin Cook. And Dalvin ends up, it wasn't a lot of yards, but 22 attempts, a season high. It really married up against the pass and what we're trying to do.
Yeah, 22 attempts for 42 yards for Dalvin Cook. Not the most sexy stat line, but it worked, especially later in the game where you started looking at our offense take some play-action passing. Going into this game, I was like, play-action passing is just not going to be there. They blitz so much, so you're not going to have a lot of time to fake it off to a running back and then set up and throw it inside of the pocket. So Justin Jefferson, the way he was able to get open, that's still somewhat baffling to me, because defenses go into the game basically saying, okay, number 18 on the team in purple, we got to stop him. But the fact that he continues to get open, how has he evolved in this offense with defenses understanding that we need to shut him down?
Well, I mean, he's everything to this offense. When you need one of those plays to keep the defense honest, where we were showing a lot of dink and dunk. We were showing a lot of check downs, and just like we talked about. But at some point in time, as the defense adjusts, you need to take the top off the defense. You need to show them that, like, hey, we're still an explosive offense. So that's how you keep a defense off balance and, like we say, keep them on their heels. And that throw that Kirk had to JJ on that double move, it couldn't have been more perfect, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was decent coverage. The safety was screaming across the field. JJ catches it right exactly where it needed to be.
Yeah.
Kirk put it right on him, even taking some heat. Kirk took a hard shot on that play.
A lot.
It kind of demoralizes the defense. As a defensive player, you think to yourself, like, what else can we do? We got double coverage with the safety over the top, and we get a quarterback hit on the quarterback. Like, that's what you want. That's what you want the defense to do. But when our guys are just making plays, it just takes a lot of their heart.
Moving to the defensive side of the ball, I got to ask you this. What was more surprising? The fact that we gave up 26 points to their offense that, didn't score many points going into this game, or the fact that we scored 33 points on our offensive side of the ball against a top 10 scoring defense?
Well, I got to say, the way our offense responded and our special teams, because those 33 points, 7 of them came from the kickoff return with Kene. So, special teams and the offense going against, their calling card. Their calling card was their defense. Everybody knew that this offense was like, bleh, like not great. All right, Mac Jones, he's been benched already this season, for Bailey Zappi. So they've got some issues going on offensively. It's surprising that we gave up so many yards, but our defense has kind of been playing that bend but don't break all season long. So it really shouldn't be that surprising. Offensively, special teams, hats off to them.
Yeah, I think special teams was by far the most dominating team today. When you have a kick return for a touchdown, 97 yards, and then the Ryan Wright roughing the kicker that turned into 7 points for this Minnesota. Oh my! He needs a game ball just for the energy he showed just when he got ran.
So hyped when they threw that flag.
I'm glad he didn't fake an injury because how he jumped high after that. I'm like, dude, you just got to roll with the punches. But that was surprising, and you need those plays from the special teams unit. What have you seen from that unit? Not just this game, but just this year.
Oh well, Wright's been unbelievable all season long. I mean, he's just been steady Eddie. I mean, he's been placing the ball, deep and down the field. Rarely ever kicks it into the end zone. Rarely has a touchback. Always within the 20-yard, inside the 20-yard line. So, especially a game like this, where we say that games have to be won in the margins. We're talking about like critical plays here and there, special teams, penalties. We had 5 first downs because of their penthankfully that's us. That's us winning the margins, but that's them losing the margins. And so those little things matter. And, thankfully we came out on top in the margins.
Yeah, and we only had 2 penalties on our entire team. So the fact that you play a clean game against a team that likes to control the time of possession. Speaking of time of possession, we controlled the ball 36 minutes tonight. So we played their ball game and beat them at it. So understanding that this Vikings team can – control the line of scrimmage, play the way they want to do, and then still get a win. What does that say about this team going forward? Understanding that 4 days ago, we were like, who is this team?
Well, I think it answers the adaptability question, because I've heard a lot of fans talk about, well, why can't we adjust to this and why can't we adjust to that, and what are we doing offensively? It's like we keep doing the same thing over and over again, expect a different result, and I think this game came out and showed that, all right, KOC is going to listen to some of his players. When Justin Jefferson is very public about like, hey, how come we can't get the ball out quicker against Dallas? How come we didn't do this? How come we didn't adjust? Okay, he hears him. They have a conversation. All of a sudden this game, ball's out quick. Yeah. They go a couple no huddle. They go a couple tempo plays. They keep the defense off balance, and then they can take their shots as well, and they can stick to the run game and have all that stuff marry up together. So I think it answers the question of adaptability and how this team can be flexible offensively.
Well, flexibility, speaking of that, the Vikings improved to 7-2 in Thanksgiving games, but more importantly, the Vikings improved to 9-2 on the season, marking the first time since 2019, well, I guess 3 years, that the Vikings will finish the season with a winning record. I'm excited about that. There's a lot of more football left to play, but the fact that we get Dalvin Tomlinson back after this short bye, Caleb Evans back, hopefully Cam Dantzler, what does that mean for this defense going forward?
It just means that hopefully we get more of a run presence with Dalvin coming back. And
hold on, Pete Burse is just behind us. And
hey, Pete, you want your 2 cents in here?
Well, this is the first time we beat the Patriots since Pete Bursic was a linebacker for the Minnesota Vikings.
How about it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
It's been a hot minute.
When you look back at those numbers, you're like, oh boy.
Hey, how about they say Kirk can't play in primetime?
I think that was just proven tonight. I mean, our offense won this football game. Our offense set a pace, put up 33 on a team that gives up 16.9 a game. I don't care who they're playing. Yeah. They're still playing professional teams with a payroll. And so the offense just put it to them. The defense eventually made some plays at the end when it counted. But some things to fix. It's like every game so far, right? You end up winning. We're 9-2, and it's like, man, we got so much we can do better. So who knows, man? Sky's the limit. I hope.
One thing we do know is Kirk Cousins is now 4-5 on Thursday games. So Wes Phillips, Vikings offensive coordinator, walking into the elevator. This show is getting off the rails, but we are enjoying this win on a Thanksgiving night, Ben. We got, I think, 10 days until the next game, so a lot of these guys get the rest of – Baby bye week. We need it. We need it, too. Rock that baby. Rock that baby, as Ryan O'Neill, our producer, is doing behind the camera. Ben, final thoughts for this team going forward. How do you win during this baby bye week?
Man, just get healthy like you're talking about. We got some guys in the secondary that are banged up. Hopefully we can get all those guys back. Getting Dalvin Tomlinson is going to be huge for this defense. He up until Za'Darius went on his run, I thought was the defensive MVP of this defense for everything that he did in the run game, but also in the pass game. Like that big dude can get upfield and he can cause some havoc. So getting him back, and also it keeps guys fresh. Like we need to have a defensive line rotation. We need to get back into that mode, getting like James Lynch, some high quality reps as opposed to like true starting reps. So look, I think getting our team healthy, this is going to feel really good. A lot of momentum going into the latter stage of this season.
What it do? We 9-2, and we got a mini bye week. For Ben Leber, Ryan O'Neill, my name is Gabe Henderson. Thank you again for tuning into another winning edition of Between the Lines, fueled by Gatorade.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Happy Thanksgiving.